Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess, and for today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be giving some tips and tricks and showing you how I do my makeup to combat my dry skin. My entire life, I have had the most dry, crepey skin, and it has been so hard to manage. When I first started wearing makeup, it was so hard to find products that would help my dry skin as opposed to make my skin look more crepey and crusty and like I will get the kind of dry skin that like you can see like nasty crust falling off of it. One tip I'll give you in the intro that I don't really talk about in the video is make sure in your skincare routine you are using a nice hydrating face wash. I use just Cetaphil's daily face wash, I think it's called, and also to exfoliate your face is very good as well. I use one that combats acne because I get breakouts as well. So while having sensitive skin and dry skin, I'm going to show you tips and tricks that I use to help combat all of that. If you want to see how I handle my dry skin and how I got this look right here, please keep watching. So the first thing we are going to do to try and disguise this dry skin is moisturize. This is such a huge step in combating dry skin. If you don't moisturize, your makeup is just gonna like sink into all the little crust pieces and nastiness that is on your face. So I'm using the Cetaphil Daily Hydrating Lotion. I've been using this for about 2 to 3 years now, and it works great for my skin. I go in until it's nice and like tacky, and then I'm done. The next step is to prime. And for me, as someone that has both dry and sensitive skin, it is so hard for me to find a primer that really truly works for me. So I tend to go in with the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm just because it doesn't break me out and it is very hydrating as well. I know it's weird. It was a trend on YouTube a few years back that Nikki Tutorial started, and it just kind of stuck for me even though it left YouTube. Oh yes, we smelling like a sexy man. This also until your skin is nice and tacky. For foundation, I am using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Snow. This is advertised as more of like a mattifying foundation, but I think it's hydrating on me, so it's really, I guess, based on your skin. So I'm taking about 2.5 pumps of this on the back of my hand, taking it on my Morphe beauty sponge, and then I'm tapping it in. If you see me looking over here, this is my mirrors over here.
Can feel your energy pulsating down my spine. Oh, oh. I am not the enemy. No need to run and hide. No.
Make sure when you're using the beauty sponge, your beauty sponge is very, very damp. That'll definitely help with adding hydration to your skin. For concealer, I'm going in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Fair. As usual, I find this concealer to be so hydrating. No matter how much of this I put on, I feel like I don't get cakey. As someone that tends to break out, I need to make sure I can use a lot of concealer to cover up blemishes without looking cakey because of my dry skin. For powder, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Fair. This is the loose powder that I like to use when I'm more on the dry side. When I'm not as dry, I will use my Laura Mercier, but this is definitely better for dry skin. The Laura Mercier is much more mattifying. I'm starting by taking this in the places where I put my concealer, just to set it so we don't crease. And I'm using a Morphe M438. Once it's in the places where I have put my concealer, then I take my Morphe E41 and tap it in there, like that. Tap off the excess, and then I dust it over the rest of my face instead of using my MAC powder, because again, that's more likely to make me cakey than this is. Loose powder can just be annoying to work with sometimes. Okay, you guys, so I just went ahead and went off camera and filled in my brows and did my eyes, just because that doesn't really influence my skin. What I do on my eyes has no correlation to whether my skin is dry or normal, whatever the case is, so that just wasn't really relevant to this video. So while I was off camera, I remembered, wait, I wanted to go ahead and use cream bronzer today, just because sometimes cream can be better for dry skin. But no, I had to forget and put powder on. But that's okay, because there are still plenty of bronzers out there that are nice and buttery and hide the creepy crustiness, nastiness of dry skin. So we're just gonna go with it. It's okay, not a big deal. So I'm going ahead with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the shade Light Medium. Milk, that is definitely the word to use for this bronzer. I'm using the R2 brush. It is so buttery and so just beautiful. I'm not really contouring today. I'm just warming up the face because I am so pale. For blush, I'm going to go ahead and use the Milani Luminoso Baked Powder Blush. It's the shade Luminoso. I have been in love with this blush for a long time. It has lasted me so long. I've had this for 2.5 years now. I prefer when I'm dry to go in with a baked blush as opposed to a powder blush, because I do feel that they have a little shimmer to them and they're less drying. See, like, I feel like it adds more shimmer to my skin rather than powdering it up more, if that makes sense. Then I'm just going to take my Morphe E41 again and just blend that out a little better. The last thing I'm going to do to this face before lips is highlight with my Sleek Makeup highlighting palette in Solstice, and I'm going to use those 3 powder shades here on my Morphe M530. I totally just read that upside down. Highlight is so great for dry skin just because it brightens you. A lot of times, someone with dry skin, the face can be very, very dull, and when it's so crusty, you want to be careful. You want to make sure you exfoliate if you're going to highlight, just because you want the highlighter to bring out hydration and shimmer in your face rather than just highlight your crusty bits. For lips, when you have dry skin, you want to use anything but a liquid lip. Liquid lips dry out your lips most of the time, so if you put that on when you have dry skin, oftentimes your lips are going to be dry too, and it's just going to make it worse, and it's not a cute situation. So I'm just taking my Maybelline Beige Babe lipstick and applying that all over the lips. I also don't often use lip liner when my skin is dry, just because my lip liners can be very drying as well. And then I just like to go over top of that with a gloss just for even more hydration in my face and my lips. And I'm using my Kylie gloss in the shade Koko K. That is it, you guys. That is how I combat my dry skin while being able to wear makeup. I know it can be scary and you can feel like all you're gonna do is cake up and just pile onto that dryness that's on your face, but there are certainly ways to handle that and to still wear makeup and still feel beautiful even though we have dry skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you like me, don't forget to subscribe down below. If you would like to keep tabs on me, my Instagram is at Jess Barr 721. My Snapchat is at jbar2113, and I'm gonna add my Twitter in there this time. My Twitter is at JessBarr21. I really only post my video links on there, but if you want to get notified when I post, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!